got it. The most familiar instance of Indian participation in a war effort is that of the Navajo Code Talkers. Although other branches of the military use native language speakers to encode and decipher communications, from the Comanches, Chippewas, Choctaw, Hopi, Pimas, Sac and Foxes to the Oneidas, it was the Marine Corps that developed the largest program and recruited over 400 code talkers by the end of World War II.
Particularly, it was the Dene people who developed a specialized military dictionary in which terms were used to describe maneuvers and hardware. For example, a submarine became ironfish, and a machine gun became a fast shooter. Many of the Dene Marines served in the Pacific Theater, seeing action at Guadalcanal, Iwo Jima, and Okinawa. Let's take a look at these incredible war heroes.
After the Japanese surrender, statistics said that we saved 2 million lives when we're using our own language.
We post our flag up on Mount Suripachi.
We probably would not be speaking the Navajo language, or maybe even the English language, if it wasn't for the Code Talkers.
Most historians credit the Navajo Code Talkers with shortening World War II. Finally, in 1968, the code was declassified, and a few years later, the Navajo Code Talkers were recognized by the Marines in a ceremony in Washington, D.C. However, these brave war veterans, most still residing on the Navajo Reservation today, believe there is more to tell. Many of the 400-plus Code Talkers have passed away, but those still living have stories they want told.
I think that, putting that pride back into our veterans, especially with the way the Code Talkers operated, people need to be educated on that.
These men go back to an era where the struggle was phenomenal, almost overwhelming, and they were successful. To do what they did for the United States was an ultimate victory.
I'm very proud to be I'm still a Marine.
I'm always glad I was part of that. If I was able to, I'd go back and do the whole thing again.
To me, that is what we went there for our people, our children, and the freedom that we have. And if it should come again, I'm ready to go again.
Tonight, we proudly commemorate the Navajo Code Talkers as our Living Legend Award recipients. Please join us in honoring the Venerable William Kine, Albert Smith, and Dr. Sam Billison, President of the Navajo Code Talkers Association.
Thank you. Before we acknowledge this honor, we'd like to bow our heads for a moment of silence, face a moment of caption. This is for all the veterans that are here, for all the veterans that didn't come back in all the wars. Thank you. They ask us to say a few words, and we don't know what to say. Maybe be in code. But on behalf of the Navajo Code Talkers Association, we are really honored to receive this award by this organization. And tonight, we have code talkers throughout the nation. Like we have some in Miami, Fort Hood, Texas, Navy Yard in Chicago, Tennessee, and throughout the nation we have code talkers. Tomorrow, next day, and the month being, November being Native American and Veterans Month. The Navajo Code Talkers are really in demand to be at several places. And a lot of them are not able to travel because we're all in our 70s, young. It's not by choice that we entered the Navajo Code. We didn't know there was going to be code. We just joined the Marines because all Native American Indians, they look at the land as their Mother Earth. This is why a big percentage of Native Americans always come forward when there's a conflict against the United States. So it's really an honor to be here. And also that there's a lot of stories we like to tell, but tonight we just don't have time, so we just want to have, this is, on my right is William Kine. He was with the 4th Marine Division. On my left is Albert Smith, 4th Marine Division. He was the former president of the association, and I was with the Reconnaissance Company, 5th Marine Division. All three of us were on Iwo Jima, and it's really, they told me it's the worst battle that the Marine Corps had, so, but we're all very fortunate to come back. The only problem is that this was top secret throughout the war, through training, through the war. 20 years after the war, it was still secret. It's bad that the first 29 who actually developed the code, most of them were gone after 20 years, so a lot of them did not tell their family, their children, of what they did in the war. And thank you, and I'll have Mr. William Kine say a few words. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's really something to be here as a former code talker during the last World War. The code talkers were not only in one outfit. During that time, we have 1st Division, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. And in each division, we have Navajo Code Talkers. in order to carry out the message that will really do good during the war. I served with the 4th Marine Division, 25th Marine, 3rd Battalion. And made 4 major landings: Marshall Island, Saipan, Tinian, Iwo Jima, and training for the mainland Japan surrender. So we use our language, I always say, is a weapon. They introduced all kinds of weapons during that time. One weapon was Navajo Code. To shorten the war, it helps them save many, many lives. After that, I continue, been to Korea twice. First 12 months, and the second time 18 months. So I'm put in 22 years, retired. Again, I say thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. The first 2 words you did not hear, but our spiritual father heard it for you to hear also. Today is a special day for all the veterans across the country. It is indeed an honor, but it's also an honor for those of you who have made this possible to renew, to give your thanks in your best knowledgeable way and enjoying it, which is part of freedom, to talk to our spiritual ways and to thank him in the morning, noon, and night, not forgetting him. That, I believe, is the essence of our spiritual fathers, the way he gave it to us to live, to share, to enjoy our lives together. And thank you. I have no other way of saying thank you. Yes, we did what we had to do, which is our responsibility as American men. Continue to share Mother Earth, enjoy her. She might bring you hard life, but you have the will, you have the power, which are in your hands. Thank you again for myself, for the 3 men that are here, and for all those who could not make it here. Thank you.
Finally, I just want to say that the Navajo Code Talkers Association respect all the veterans, Native American and the United States. So we're real proud to be serving. So we served with the United States Marines. We're proud to be the member of the United States and not Japan. And may God bless America. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Completing a Circle of Honor is a Second World War naval veteran, as well as NAMA's 1998 Lifetime Achievement Award recipient and Best Jazz Artist. Originally from the Pine Ridge Reservation in South Dakota, his love affair with music, and that's right, you tell him. His love affair with music and his sax has taken him, that saxophone, has taken him across the country and into the South Dakota Music Hall of Fame. Performing In the Mood, please welcome Mr. Frederick Whiteface and the Swing Fantabulous.